One of the things we have to overcome when we want to grow is kind of realize that life should never be defined by one moment. Now, this is important because a lot of us, myself, perhaps you too, have allowed moments. When I speak of moments, I'm not just talking about 60 minutes of time or 60 seconds of time. I'm talking about chapters in our life that we have allowed to define us. Now, why is this important? Because I can't let a moment or a season or a year define who I am for the future. Why? Because that moment is in danger of becoming the blueprint for the rest of our lives. So we've got to really be intentional about getting through a moment, navigating at a moment, learning from a moment, and not allowing failure in one instance to dictate the rest of our lives and the approach to the rest of our lives. One of the things that I want to bring to you is a biblical example. When God begins to talk to Moses in the book of Exodus about what God has decided to do with him, talking about his created purpose, talking about the mandate on his life, talking about the way he's going to impact the world, Moses comes back with all these objections that purely come from inside Moses. So Moses' reaction to opportunity is to kind of reject opportunity based on what he knows about himself, even though God, knowing all that, has decided to use him. It's real important. Now, today's spiritual people, we don't give the same reasons that Moses gives. Who am I? Who shall I say sent me? Who will believe me? What shall I say? Those are all self-perceptions. Today, all we do is shrug when we hear the promise of God. And in that shrug is the who am I? And that shrug is the who shall I say sent me? And that shrug is who's going to believe me? And where am I going to get the words? What shall I say? So now modern Christians don't do the litany of reasons that Moses has. We just simply, because we don't believe God can use us. But I'm telling you today that part of our maturity in the Lord, once we become honest with ourselves, once we start to believe the word of God can overcome who we are, and once we begin to believe that God has a mission for your life, a purpose for your life, then we won't just shrug when we hear the promises of God. We'll start to believe that what God is saying to us is what God means and how much it means to you and I. I hope this helps. But I'm so glad you took the time to join me today as we walk through the Word of God and gain the wisdom of God. I hope you will stay connected, like us, subscribe to us, hit that notification bell. I'm looking forward to spending time in the Word with you. Now you stay strong, stay saved, and remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.